My channel, The Coins World.
Imagine finding a coin in your pocket, change that looks just like every other quarter you've seen, but in reality, it holds a story so rich and potential value so surprising that it could actually change the way you look at your everyday money. That is exactly the case with the Liberty Quarter Dollar from 2019. If you have one of these coins lying around, it might just turn the tables for you. Stick around until the end of this video, because I'll take you through its fascinating history, the value it can reach on eBay and other platforms, and finally, how you can sell it. The quarter dollar from 2019 belongs to the famous America the Beautiful series, which ran from 2010 through 2021. This series was one of the most ambitious coin programs in U.S. history, created to honor national parks, historic sites, and cultural landmarks across the country. The program was a continuation of the U.S. Mint's efforts to make coinage more educational, visually appealing, and collectible for the American people. Each year, -1 new designs were released, and 2019 featured some of the most visually striking and historically meaningful coins in the entire series. The featured designs included Lowell National Historical Park in Massachusetts, American Memorial Park in the Northern Mariana Islands, War in the Pacific National Historical Park in Guam, San Antonio Missions National Historical Park in Texas, and Frank Church, River of No Return Wilderness in Idaho. Each one told a different story of America's culture, sacrifices, industry, and natural beauty. Collectors loved the 2019 quarters not only because of their designs but also because of their symbolism. For example, the Lowell quarter honored the women who worked in the textile mills of Massachusetts, a reminder of the nation's industrial revolution and women's contribution to economic development. The War in the Pacific quarter paid tribute to the sacrifices of American forces during World War II, while the San Antonio Missions quarter reflected the Spanish colonial influence that shaped Texas history. But beyond the history and design, what makes the 2019 Liberty Quarter Dollar particularly interesting is the value it holds today in the collector's market. While millions of these coins were minted, special conditions, errors, and limited editions drive their worth. The U.S. Mint also issued proof and silver proof sets in 2019, which are highly sought after by collectors. Coins from these sets often remain in pristine condition, untouched by circulation, and their value can rise significantly compared to standard quarters. Even more exciting are the error coins. In 2019, collectors discovered various striking errors such as off-center strikes, double dies, and weak impressions. These error coins, while rare, can fetch far higher prices than their face value. For example, eBay listings show some rare 2019 error quarters selling for hundreds of dollars, while others graded. The online marketplace has played a huge role in increasing awareness of these coins. On eBay, circulated examples generally go for a small premium, but uncirculated and error coins can easily sell for tens or even hundreds of dollars depending on their rarity and demand. Heritage auctions and other major platforms also showcase sales of high-grade 2019 quarters, proving that modern coins are far from worthless when in the right condition. Another important factor is the historic transition happening in U.S. currency. During this time, the America the Beautiful series was nearing its end, and the 2019 issues marked some of the final designs before the new Washington crossing the Delaware quarter appeared in 2021. This makes the 2019 quarters part of a historic closing chapter, which always attracts more attention from collectors in the long run. Many coin enthusiasts believe that modern, commemorative series like this will gain even more value over time as fewer pristine examples remain available. People often spend these coins without realizing their future worth, meaning that coins saved today in top condition could be tomorrow's treasures. So, if you own a 2019 Liberty Quarter Dollar, take a closer look, check its mint mark, inspect its condition, and if possible, get it graded by a professional service. You never know when you might be holding an error coin or a high-grade example that collectors are eager to pay a premium for. And here is where things get even more interesting. If you have this coin in your possession, it might truly turn the tables for you. What might look like a simple piece of change today could be a collectible item worth far more on the right platform. Now here's the exciting part. If you own one of these Liberty Quarter Dollars from 2019 and want to know exactly how much it is worth right now and how you can sell it at the best possible price, I want you to comment price in the comment box below. Once you do, I'll personally share with you not only its current market value but also the full procedure to sell it successfully, whether through eBay, auctions, or private collectors. Penny as a cornerstone of American numismatics. It is often used as an example in coin books and guides to illustrate how minting errors can create some of the most valuable coins in history. The doubling is so pronounced that even beginners can identify it, making it accessible to new collectors, while still being a prized possession for experts. Now when it comes to value, this is where things get exciting. On platforms like eBay, prices for the 1955 double-die penny can vary dramatically depending on condition. Circulated examples often fetch hundreds to thousands of dollars, while uncirculated or high-grade examples, certified by grading companies, can sell for tens of thousands of dollars. At major auctions, pristine specimens have even exceeded $50,000, making it one of the most lucrative pennies ever released by the US Mint. What makes the market so active for this coin is not just rarity, but also popularity. It's one of those coins that every collector dreams of owning at least once, which keeps demand alive year after year. Even collectors who normally don't specialize in pennies often make an exception for the 1955 double die simply because of its iconic status. If you've ever come across a 1955 wheat penny, it's worth checking closely. Even regular 1955 pennies in uncirculated condition can bring in more than face value, but the double die version is the real jackpot. Imagine finding one tucked away in an old coin jar, passed down through family, or hidden in a forgotten collection. As for selling, many collectors turn to platforms like eBay, heritage auctions, and Stax Bowers, where the demand is always strong. Certified coins from grading companies like PCGS or NGC often bring the highest prices because buyers are assured of authenticity. So, if you happen to own one of these, it could be a life-changing discovery. Like I mentioned earlier, this coin might just turn the tables for you. But here's the twist: rather than giving away the exact value right now, I want you to comment the word price in the comment box below, and I'll personally tell you its current market value and guide you on the best way to sell it for maximum profit. This way, not only will you learn what your 1955 Liberty wheat penny is worth, but you'll also discover how to turn this small piece of copper into a significant payout. So make sure you drop a comment, because the journey of this coin isn't just about history, it's about opportunity. In your drawer could actually change your life. What if I told you that a small brown coin from 1953, the Liberty wheat penny, might be one of those coins that could turn the tables for you financially if you own one? It might be worth far more than you think. Stick around, because in this video I am going to take you deep into its history, its hidden details, and by the end you will find out exactly why collectors are chasing it, and how you can discover its true value. The 1953 Liberty wheat penny is part of the beloved Lincoln Wheat series, which began in 1909 to celebrate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the very first American coin to feature a real person, and not just an allegorical figure, making it a turning point in U.S. numismatic history. By 1953, the wheat penny had already become an iconic staple of American coinage, treasured for both its design and its symbolism. The obverse of the 1953 coin features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This portrait, while simple, carries a weight of history. Lincoln's image was chosen not only because of his role in preserving the Union, but also because he symbolized honesty, strength, and leadership during one of America's most turbulent times. Collectors today often remark that holding one of these coins feels like holding a direct piece of U.S. history. On the reverse side, the wheat stalks frame the words 1 cent and United States of America, giving this coin its nickname, the wheat penny. These two sheaves of wheat are not just decorative. They represent American agriculture, hard work, and the prosperity of a nation that depended on its farmers. Combined with Lincoln's portrait, the design struck a chord with the American people and has remained one of the most admired designs in U.S. coinage. Now, the year 1953 itself holds special interest. These pennies were struck at 3 different mints: Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with a small d, and San Francisco with an S. Each mint produced millions, but their survival in pristine condition is another story. Many 1953 pennies entered circulation immediately, were handled for decades, and show heavy wear. That makes uncirculated pieces, or those with mint errors, significantly more valuable to collectors. In terms of composition, The 1953 Liberty wheat penny followed the standard post-war formula of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. This gave it a warm reddish-brown color when freshly struck. Over time, exposure to the environment darkened many of these coins, but those preserved in original rolls or coin albums often retain brilliant red luster that commands higher prices at auction. Red luster that commands higher prices at auction. Collectors often separate wheat pennies into three categories based on color: red, red-brown, and brown. A 1953 penny with a bright red shine is worth far more than a dull, circulated example, even if they are the same year and mint. Grading services such as PCGS and NGC carefully analyze these coins, and the higher the grade, the more dramatic the value jump can be. When we explore the collector market today, the 1953 Liberty wheat penny shows its fascinating range of value. On platforms like eBay, common circulated examples may only fetch a small premium over face value, usually a few cents to a couple of dollars. But once you step into higher grades, prices rise sharply. Uncirculated 1953 pennies with strong luster and minimal marks often sell between $10 and $50 depending on their mint mark and condition. Exceptional examples certified as MS65 or MS66 have been known to cross into the hundreds. Even more impressive are the rare error coins such as double dies, off-center strikes, or coins struck on the wrong planchet, which can bring hundreds or even thousands at major auctions. Auction houses beyond eBay, such as Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers, have recorded remarkable sales for high-grade and rare variety. 1953 Liberty wheat pennies, for example MS67 red specimens, are extremely scarce and have fetched prices well above $1,000. These outliers fuel collector enthusiasm and prove that even a humble penny can surprise the market. What makes the 1953 penny particularly engaging for collectors is its balance of availability and challenge. While many circulated pieces exist, finding true gems requires patience and expertise. This keeps the series alive in the collector community and ensures that every year, including 1953, retains its relevance in the numismatic world. For new collectors, the 1953 penny is an accessible entry point. It is not as rare or unattainable as the 1909 SVDB or the 191 4D, but it still holds enough intrigue to excite. For experienced numismatists, it represents a year to upgrade their set with the finest possible example. Either way, it is a coin that bridges the casual hobbyist with the serious investor. The coin's popularity has also been strengthened by its connection to American history. Remember, this was a coin circulating during the presidency of Dwight D. Eisenhower, time when the United States was establishing its post-war dominance and navigating the early years of the Cold War. Every 1953 penny in circulation passed through the hands of Americans living in an era of profound change, and that historic weight gives it added meaning. So when we step back and think, what is the true worth of the 1953 Liberty wheat penny? The answer depends on condition, rarity, and the market. On eBay, you may see them listed for anywhere from a few cents to hundreds of dollars.